All right, we're live on YouTube. So, guys, today I'm actually going to be doing a regular live stream. I'm not doing any podcasts. I'm not doing any of my shows that I do for Sideline Sports Network, which I'm going to talk about that. That's going to be the discussion of tonight, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people just don't know what I've been up to for this little stint at like the last year or so. There's a lot of things that and I keep muting my um, it wouldn't be a live stream without me muting myself multiple times. But as I was saying, there's just a lot of things people can't see. And I'm not gonna be able to obviously show everyone the growth that I feel that I have seen. Like I feel like I'm 1,000 times better than what I was when I first started getting in front of a camera and doing videos. So, unfortunately, when it comes to YouTube, it was very hard for me to find, success or whatever. It was hard for me to be on par with a lot of my peers, I guess, or my friends who did the same kind of content. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it like them. So, you know what? In that regard, I give them their flowers. I give them um, their respect, because they did their thing, and people enjoy their content on such a high level. So I respect it. I respect it, but unfortunately, I couldn't. I couldn't reach that just on YouTube. But the YouTube still do a lot of things for me. Yeah, I think that the positions that I have put myself in obviously became because I was doing this stuff first. Because I started just doing all these different videos, and it was, I didn't do it for any reason other than I wanted to just voice my own opinion and get in front of a camera and do it. So that's what I did. Um, but sometimes you have to fail before you can succeed, man. You have to fail at something before you can do something else and be great at it. So I did videos and everything for such a long time, and then I don't know, man. I just couldn't get where a lot of other people were. There were so many like new YouTubers who were doing better than me. It used to mess with my head a lot, man. I'm just like, what do I gotta do? Like, what do I have to do? Do I have to get like better equipment? Do I have to do this? Do I have to have, these great thumbnails? Do I have to have, the descriptions? Like, what is it gonna take for me to get where these other people are? And so many people were passing me, and I was just kind of like, I just didn't get it. I just didn't get it. I don't know if people didn't like my personality. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was. Um, it was very difficult for me to accept that. I can admit that. So I just had to focus on still trying to be the best that I can be. Maybe I'm not going to be the best on YouTube. Maybe my future is somewhere else. Maybe my future is, doing something in the real world. Even though I'm probably going to continue to do my regular shows like I always do, which the Gauntlet will be on tomorrow and everything. So that's going to be fun. But without the Philly Gym videos and all the stuff, there would have never been the Gauntlet. And the Gauntlet is what actually got noticed by some people that have some level of respect in the media. They saw our show and was like, you know what? That's different. That's different. That's not like the typical, shows that you see where everything's all, professional and everything. Like it's just a bunch of guys having fun, which is what we intended it to be. We didn't intend it to be anything. We weren't thinking like, oh, we're going to try to do this and be in the media and, interview. Like I interviewed Joe Burrow last year. I'm sure you guys probably seen that. So it wasn't, I lost my train of thought. But if it wasn't for that, then we would have never got noticed by the right people that's put me in a good position. Sideline Sports Network has put me in such a great position that I didn't think I would be in. I wasn't because I wasn't really trying to be in this position. I was just kind of like somebody that was trying to do his own thing and have fun. So in terms of that, yeah, I am a little bit surprised. But I couldn't cut it. Like I just couldn't cut it as a YouTuber. No matter how much time that I put in, no matter how much effort I put in, it was not enough. But is that the right way to look at it? Like it's such a negative outlook. It's like it sounds so negative to say that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I just couldn't cut it like being a YouTuber. So even though I still had like a decent, YouTube channel and like subscribers and everything, and people that still like when we do our shows live, when we do LinkedIn and when we do the Gauntlet and stuff, we still have like a lot of support and a lot of people from the beginning are still here, which is so awesome to see. But it just wasn't for me, bro. It just wasn't for me in the end. But this is what opened the doors for me to get in like all these great positions. This is what opened the doors for me. Talked to Joe Burrow last year. I haven't told anybody because I really don't want anyone to know the stuff that I'm up to. But last year, yeah, I was on the Zoom calls and I was talking to these players and I was doing all this stuff. And people were like, "Oh my God, how are you doing this stuff?" And like, "Oh, we heard you on TV." Like a lot of people were calling me and texting me and stuff. And I didn't really think it was a big deal. But it wasn't really a big deal to me, but it was a big deal to other people. I haven't told anybody, but I'm going to Arizona. I'm going to Arizona. I'm not going to be there for the whole week. I'm not going to stay for the game, but I will be covering Super Bowl week, and I will be doing it in person this time. So, knock on wood, maybe interview Jalen Hurts at the Super Bowl. I mean, that would be amazing. That would be an amazing opportunity for me. But I just feel really blessed to be like in the positions that I'm in. I think that I haven't really gotten started on what I really think I can do. And I'm just going to keep working at it for now. But listen, man, like I made some really good relationships. I met some really good people. I see Joey Shakes is in the comments, meeting up with him in the tailgates. Desert was there last time that I went. So great guys that I've, met from doing this and been able to be friends with it. Like I'm just grateful for like the little things, man. So sometimes the path that you try to take is not always going to get you where you think you should be. Like in my opinion, I thought that I was gonna, when I was first coming on and I got to like the 1,000 subscribers mark, I was like, oh, this is so great. Like I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and I'm gonna be successful with YouTube. But I wasn't successful with YouTube. But I think YouTube still helped me find a different kind of success. So I'm grateful for it, bro. I really am. do whatever you feel is going to make your life more successful. Have your back stay day one, always will. Follow your dreams. I appreciate it. Obviously, Joey means a lot. One of the really good guys, one of the really good friends that I've been able to meet since I've started doing stuff like this. So yeah, I'll always appreciate all your advice and wisdom that you have. You came a long way. I appreciate that, Matt. I appreciate that, man. You've been here since the beginning. Silver to Barber, he's a real one. He says, I'm super proud of you. Keep up the grind. It's great, bro. It's great. I think that just having a guy like you that knows a lot of stuff about life, know a lot of stuff about cutting hair. So you see, I'm a little messed up. So don't be surprised if I come see you in the next couple days. But yeah, man, all the people really that's been here. I haven't really been speaking about YouTube and my YouTube stuff, but I'm not going to sit here and say that it doesn't mean anything to me, because it meant something to me. And there is a reason that it bothered me that I didn't reach all the success and I didn't get 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Like, I had so many goals. I had so many goals for myself that I didn't reach. But it's like I said, life comes at you in different ways. And I think certain things happen and it can mess with your head a little bit. And yeah, it did mess with my head. It did mess with my head that there was other people that I didn't feel was better than me, but were having more success than me. So I don't know what it is. I'm not really the most religious person, but I think if there's a God, I think God just had a different plan for me. He wasn't like, you're gonna be sitting in front of, a live chat full of like 1,000 people talking about the Eagles or talking about whatever. That's not what happened. I ended up being approached by some guys that have been working in the media for a long time. And even though I never saw myself being like a media guy, I still don't view myself as like a crazy media person or I don't know what the future is going to look like for me. I don't, but I'm going to put my best foot forward and try to do it. This is probably a new record for the amount of times that I've unplugged my mic, but as I'm just saying, this is just a huge opportunity for me. Last year we did the Zoom stuff. This year we're going out to Arizona. So I feel like when that happens, people are going to be like, "Oh my God, like, how is this happening?" I don't really have the answer for you. The Gauntlet is really what I think is responsible for it. But it was just me with my friends. Like, all those guys that you see, they're not just, they're not like really super well-known people. Like, most of the people didn't even know who they were. If I did a podcast with other people that had like big YouTube channels, maybe it would be different. But no, these guys are my friends. Like JJ and Jay and Dom and Tyler when he was with us. Listen, like, those guys are some of my realest friends. And we're just a bunch of dudes that love the game and we love to talk about the game and we love to have fun. So all that shit got us somewhere. Like, I can't describe it. It wasn't a goal of mine to like be doing interviews and be doing all this different shit, but I am excited. I can't lie to you. I am excited for it. So I'm going to try to network with some people. I'm going to try to meet as many people as possible that I think can help me out, help me get to some other places that I think I could. I don't think you should look at it like it's a failure. It's just a stepping stone for something else. Like, yeah, I mean, that's what failure is. That's what failure is to me. It's just like, I really don't know how to describe it to you. But if you guys can feel me, then I think you know what I'm saying. You try something and you love something so much, and then you give everything to it, and you just still come up a little bit short from where you think you should be. It's hard to accept that, but it's something that I had to do. It's something that I had to do because it sucked. It sucked because I was watching. I'm not gonna like name drop or like disrespect anybody because if you guys are doing your thing, you're doing your thing. But I know for a fact that there's some people out there that were, you know, going on websites and buying subscribers, and they weren't working. Like they weren't really working. And I felt like I was working so much, and I was like, why the fuck do these people, why do they get to shine? Like they don't, like I didn't feel like they deserved it. I didn't feel like they deserved it more than me. So I don't know, man. Like that shit just used to piss me off so much. And I was younger then, but still, I just had to take a step back and say, you know what? We did give everything for Philly Gym. We did. I can't say that I didn't because I tried so many different things. I tried to make, because everyone, when you're making content for a certain team, it's very hard because a bunch it's very hard because a bunch of people make content for the same team. So I started doing shit that I thought would separate myself, and we still didn't fucking get that. Like it was just so frustrating to me. But I don't know. Maybe going out and doing this event in Arizona is something that's going to do something for me. I don't know if it is or not. I have to try to not make a big deal about it. I think if I make too much of a big deal about it, then the moment is going to be too big for me, and I'm going to be trying to talk to all these people that have so much success in the business and talking to these players and coaches, and I'm going to get choked up. So I just got to try to put my best foot forward in this shit. I hope so, X Factor. I hope so. Man. Have you tried getting interviews with Eagles players? Who knows what could happen? This is a step in the right direction. You'll be making more money and enjoying what you do as a passion. Just watch. Yeah, I really appreciate comments like that. Thanks, Joey. Thanks, everyone. I was not expecting like a bunch of people to like really come in tonight. This wasn't really planned. I was just kind of like, I just wanted to get some stuff off of my chest. What did I miss? You leaving YouTube? I'm not leaving YouTube. I don't make videos. When I started my channel, I've made videos all the time. People remember that. I went back and forth with RPF, who said he was going to throw a light bulb and, destroy me and stuff. So I hope nobody from the NFL ever like finds out about that, because that could mess up my career. But I'm looking back on everything. I'm just trying to take this time to reflect. My basic way that I use my channel is I have my two podcasts that I do live. And you know what? That's something I wouldn't have without doing YouTube. Because before it was like the Gauntlet, before it was all the stuff. Listen, man, I'm just appreciative. I'm just appreciative of everything right now. So that's why I want to get this stuff off my chest. Glad you're doing well, bro. You got this. I appreciate it, Mitch. Thank you, man. Will I be able to interview Philly play if we make it to the fucking Super Bowl? Then I will. So I'm going to the Super Bowl. But are we going to the Super Bowl? That's what we got to find out. So we got a game on Saturday. against the Giants, a team that we've had a lot of success against. So hopefully the success continues. But I'm telling you, man, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. I think the 49ers are a really good team. I do think they're going to beat Dallas. And yeah, if we play them, I will say that I'll be happier to play them at home instead of taking a West Coast trip. They have to take an East Coast trip all the way across the country. So we'll see. But yeah, if we are at the Super Bowl, then that would be amazing. That would be amazing to interview some of the guys. Better delete all the RPF videos. I don't know. I might have to. At some point, but the memories will always be there, man. The memories will always be there. The road to the playoffs. The road for us, hopefully, to get to the big one, start Saturday night with the Giants slate. I'm really not I'm not saying that the Giants should be like a complete pushover. I mean, they're a decent team, but I don't feel like if this team is at full strength that I don't really think the Giants can compete with us. You know, I know a lot of people are worried. If you watched ESPN this week, you would feel like it would seem like Jalen Hurts had his arm amputated or something. The way they're talking about him, like everyone is so scared. They're like, oh, they're going to go after his shoulder. They're going to try to injure him. Listen, he had the injury. When did he have the injury against the Bears? So that was like 5 weeks ago. It's like a 5-week recovery. If you guys don't remember, Dallas Goedert had this same exact injury as Jalen Hurts. It's a little bit different because Jalen has to throw the ball and he's the quarterback. But it's the same. It's like the same injury. And Goddard, he missed all the games that he missed. And he came back and, you know, people were tackling him and getting him on the ground, and he's fine. So he didn't tear any ligaments in his shoulder. He didn't, break something. Like he sprained it. So I think he's going to be okay. And I also don't think he's going to have to throw for like 500 yards or something to beat the Giants. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think if they play their game, then they'll beat them. Because at the end of the day, our game is better than their game. They can play their game and play their best shit. I don't think it's going to be enough if we play our best shit. So that's what I think it's about. I think the only way we can lose this game is if we're terrible. I'm just being real. Like the Commanders game, the first game that we lost this season. We lost that game because we literally did everything possible to lose that game. We had a bunch of turnovers in that game. We had, the thing that always sticks out to me is Quez Watkins. When Jalen Hurts threw that deep pass to him, I don't know why the hell you didn't just run under the pass and run to the end zone. Because Quez is fast. Like he wouldn't score. And he would have scored. But the dude freaking falls down and he gets up and he fumbles the fucking ball. And Goddard, he got ripped to the ground on a play that should have been a flag. It was a face mask. Did everything we could do to lose the game. I know I'm kind of going on a rant right now, but literally in that game, we did everything we could to lose. We did everything that we could to lose the game. So I feel like against the Giants, we're considerably way better than them. So I think the only way we can lose this game is if play like shit in the red zone. You don't score touchdowns. That's the main thing about winning and losing. You're not going to win if you're always kicking field goals. You have to put touchdowns on the board consistently. So that's number one. Second is obviously turnovers. If we're over here fumbling the ball and doing stupid shit, then we're going to lose. It's pretty much simple. But if we don't do that, which we haven't most of the season, then we're going to be okay. 4 to 6 weeks recovery. Yeah, so it's been like 5 weeks, so I think he should be fine. Quez Watkins lit a fuse in me after that because it was his first cash since week 2. Yeah, I mean, he really wasn't doing anything, but I mean, you can't really expect him to because of all the players that we have. I mean, our offense, passing wise, is mainly about 3 guys. It's about AJ and Devontae and Dallas. So basically, if you stop one of those guys, good for you. The other guy's going to go off. That's pretty much what it is. So there's a reason that they took Devontae Smith with a top 10 pick and traded up to get him with the Cowboys, by the way. So it would be something if they played the Cowboys in the NFC Championship and Devontae went off and the Cowboys helped us get Devontae. So I'm not going to look too far ahead, but I would feel pretty good about that. But I'm getting off track. AJ Brown, there's a reason that you pay him $100 million. Goddard, you signed him to a good extension too. So, I mean, these are the main dudes for us. And then you have Hurts who can run the ball, and you have Miles Sanders had a career season. So, you know, Quez is he's like a role player. It's pretty much what he is. And same with Pascal, he's a role player. So these dudes might make it like a couple plays, but I don't think we should be trying to force them the ball. Eagles versus Cowboys. I think it's going to be Eagles versus 49ers. I do. And I think the 49ers are better than the Cowboys. I think I would rather play the Cowboys than play the 49ers because 49ers they're good, man. Like even Brock Purdy, I'm not going to I'm not doing the thing with hyping up Brock Purdy because I don't think Brock Purdy has really seen a real defense yet. So I'm going to see how he does against Micah Parsons, pass rushing him. But they have a lot of weapons. They have Kittle and Debo and Ayuk, who's pretty good. They have a pretty good offensive line. I forgot about McCaffrey. McCaffrey's really good. They got a lot of freaking weapons. And Kyle Shanahan is he's a master at calling all these crazy offensive plays. But somehow he always chokes in the NFC Championship. So I hope that trend continues. But their defense is also really good. I just think overall on both sides of the ball, their team is just so much better than the Cowboys. So if you're asking me, the Eagles are in the NFC Championship, I would rather play the Cowboys than the 49ers, especially since the Cowboys are a team that we know very well. We don't really know the 49ers like that. I would rather play the Cowboys. That's just my opinion. Joel said, I knew he was going to say something. It's only a matter of time. We're lucky the game isn't on Black History Month because murder hurts. Oh, man. Yep. Yeah, he is known for being like a Trump guy. So, we're lucky it wasn't on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Martin Luther King would have been on Dreamville. But you know what? I don't know, man. Eagles are 0-1 against the 49ers against the playoffs, but Philly has beaten New York in the postseason. Yep. We have beat the Giants in the playoffs. I think, what was the year? Was it 2008? The Giants? Yeah, I think they beat them that season. That was the year. Yeah, that was the year they lost to the Cardinals in the NFC Championship. So that was fun. Joey Bosa. Nick Bosa. I think Nick Bosa is the one that's on the 49ers. Joey was the one that there was some call in the Chargers game, and he threw his helmet. And now I've seen like a few quotes from him about that call, and he's like, "Oh, well, these refs are probably laughing in the locker room and saying fuck that guy." Like, you're still talking about a call when you guys blew a 27-0 lead in a playoff game, which you were the favorites. Like, even though you guys were on the road, you were still the favorites of that game. No one really expected the Jaguars to win, especially if Trevor Lawrence threw 4. Like, I actually don't really blame it all on the defense. A lot of people are blaming it on the defense, but I blame Justin Herbert. I blame Justin Herbert because you got to know that this guy is supposed to be a franchise quarterback. He's supposed to be like, the way people have been talking about him, how talented he is, how good he is and stuff. Listen, like, people have been talking of him like the same way they do with Joe Burrow, with Josh Allen. I'm leaving Mahomes out of this conversation because he's in his own class, obviously. But, any other like good young quarterbacks, like, you're talking about them. So you're telling me the whole second half you put up for 3 points, even though there was a play that wasn't there a fumble on the Jaguars, and the Chargers got the ball like in really, really, really good field position, and then you can't do anything. Like, I just think Justin Herbert's a little bit overrated. I think he's a little bit overrated. I'm not saying that he sucks, but I don't see him as he's a superstar and he's this unbelievable quarterback. I don't. I actually, seeing that game, he didn't really do anything to help to put the team in. If you are a franchise quarterback that's going to be making like a shit ton of money, which at some point he's going to be doing that because the Chargers are going to give him a lot of money. Listen, you need to give me one drive. Just will this team to a touchdown. One time. And you couldn't do it. So you can say like the Chargers defense did all this stuff, but the Chargers defense had 5 takeaways. You have 5 takeaways in the game and you still lose. I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm putting a lot of blame on Justin Herbert for this, more than what I think some other people are willing to think. No, Justin Herbert is definitely not top 5. Definitely not. Not this season, for sure. If Matt Ryan gets blamed for blowing 25 and 33-point lead, that's what some people are saying. People are saying that he's going to be the new Matt Ryan, which I think it's early to say that, but it's not impossible. I mean, I kind of see where you're coming from. You have a guy that puts up good stats, which he does, and then he just doesn't win in the play. I know it was his first playoff game, but still, you're up by 27 points. I just need you to have one drive. One drive, you get in the end zone. Couldn't do it. So I'm putting the blame on Justin Herbert for that, bro. Is Trevor Lawrence better than Justin Herbert? Ooh. I would take Trevor. If you're asking me, if I was a team and I was in the draft and like Justin and Trevor were both in the draft, I would take Trevor. Because I don't really see anything that Justin can do that Trevor cannot do. And I think Trevor's I think he's only going to keep getting better. Like, if you saw what happened to him, he was the first ever quarterback in his first start in the playoffs. And he comes out and he throws like 4 interceptions in the first half. He threw 3 interceptions in the first quarter. At that point, a lot of quarterbacks would have just been like, it would have been inside their head that they made the mistakes. But he came out in the second half and he played really good. And that's why the team came back. Other than the Chargers are just bums and they choke. You got to give some respect to Trevor, but you also have to give some respect to Doug Peterson, because I don't think people know how hard it is when you're getting blown out, like especially like in the playoffs. Keep the team together and keep everybody focused. Because you're keeping everybody focused, then you're still going to have a chance. So I think Doug did a really good job of like just keeping his team together when it could have fallen apart and it could have got really ugly. You could have lost by 45 points or something. And that's not what happened. So I got to give the credit to Doug and I got to give it to Trevor. So I don't think they're going to beat the Chiefs. I really don't. But if they did, that would be insane. That would be insane. But anyway, the Chargers are like the Falcons of the AFC. Pretty much. Or I think they're like Minnesota. To be honest, I mean, it doesn't matter what happens. You know that they're going to lose. Like, even if you think they're going to win, deep down, you still know they're going to lose. And that's how it was with the Chargers. Like, I think I picked the Chargers to win that game, but the whole time, like the whole week, I was like, man, they ain't going to win. They ain't going to win, man. Like, I don't. But when they were up 27-0, I actually went to sleep. I didn't see the rest of the game. So I woke up and I watched the highlights. And I was like, I wasn't really surprised. Like, at that point, I really thought there was no way the Chargers could lose that game. But they lost. And I still wasn't surprised. I was just like, good old Chargers. And for Minnesota, we knew they were going to lose to the Giants. Even though the Giants are not that good and Minnesota is overachieving, we knew this was going to happen, bro. Like, we knew they were going to get cooked by Daniel Jones. And their defense was looking like crap, and they couldn't do anything. And Jefferson was not really doing anything in the game, which was, to me, that was what was the most surprising, was Jefferson 5 catches for 47 yards in the game. Even though Kirk Cousins played a pretty good game, I mean, listen, if you're the coach, you have to get your ball to the best player. And you wasn't really doing that. Like, I don't think you understand how good is Justin Jefferson. And you're not even trying to get I just didn't understand it. And they stunk. Like, the Vikings did what we thought they were going to do. And the Chargers did what we thought they were going to do. So, is anybody really surprised by that? I'm not really surprised at all. Minnesota got to move on from Kirk, but he's too good to get rid of. He's the definition of purgatory. I mean, the Vikings are always in a situation like this. This is why it's so hard for the Vikings to succeed. And it's hard for them to move on from Kirk Cousins, because Kirk Cousins is the type of quarterback that he might not be like the best quarterback, but he's not the worst. So he's like just good enough that your team is never going to be bad enough to have like a top draft pick. So you're going to be always picking like in the teens or the 20s with Kirk Cousins. So if there's like a really good quarterback, there's no way you're in the draft, you're really not going to be able to get him, because unless you trade up like a shit ton, that it's just going to be too much to trade up from there to the number 1 or second or third top 5 pick in the draft to get a quarterback. You're not going to be able to do it. So you either got to hope that a guy falls to you like in the second round or the third round or something like that, and he ends up being good. That's really the only like options that you have. Otherwise, you're just going to be stuck with Kirk, and I think they just signed him for an extension. So I don't. The Vikings are not going to be successful, and they're not going to be in a position where they can get a quarterback that's going to make them better. So the Vikings are not going to ever win shit. And I actually think this is bad, really bad for the Vikings, because I think the Packers are going to be back next year. I think they're going to be back. I think they're going to have a decent draft pick this year. They're going to hopefully get something that's going to help the team. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to still be. If Aaron Rodgers is still there and they get like another good receiver or something, Packers are going to go back to dominating the division. Or not even that, but also the Lions. The Lions are actually improving a lot. So I don't know, bro. Like going into next year, I think the Lions are going to be better than the Vikings. I think they will be. So the Vikings could be like the third team in the division. Minnesota needs Jalen Hurts in that draft. Well, I think there's a lot of teams that would have liked to have Jalen Hurts now that we look back on it. But at the time, it was not seen as a good move when we took Jalen Hurts. Not only because we still had Carson Wentz, who was on a big contract. People were saying that Jalen Hurts was not supposed to be taken until like the 4th round. So that was what people were saying. They're like, what is this guy doing in the 2nd round? But I think if you redid the draft, he would definitely be going in the 1st round. If Aaron Rodgers does not retire, would I go to the NFC Championship? Yeah, I would. I would go to the NFC Championship. Probably not going to, because the tickets are going to be like $500 or $600. So, yeah, I wish, but it doesn't matter. All the pre-draft talk. Well, Jalen Hurts was just a dude that needed time. And in the NFL, you're not always willing to give dudes time if you didn't take him with like the 1st pick. If you take a guy with the 1st pick, then you're gonna give him all the time and excuses, like what the Eagles did with Carson Wentz. Even though Carson Wentz was clearly having issues, and I'm talking from 2018 on, not really before that, because when he was having his MVP season, everyone was like, "Oh, this guy's great. He's going to be the best quarterback for the Eagles." And it was so obvious that this dude was having a lot of problems. And people were criticizing it. And they were like, "Oh, he doesn't have a team around him. He doesn't have help. Doug Peterson is not a good coach." People were blaming pretty much everyone except him until his last season. So they did that because he was a 2nd pick in the draft. If he was a 2nd round or 3rd round, people would be done with him. But that's what happened. And with Jalen Hurts, he started 4 games as a rookie. He didn't look great. He also didn't look terrible, but he also didn't look great. In his 1st year starting, I don't think he was great, but I don't think he was that bad. Like, I feel like he had a typical year of a first guy that is starting last year. And this year he's insane, and no one even could say that they saw this coming of Jalen Hurts. Even me that's been saying that people need to give Jalen Hurts a real chance, which I was saying all during the summer. I was like, listen, I can't believe people are even entertaining the idea of Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson or somebody. Like, I don't think it's a good idea. Like, I feel like you have a dude, just at least give him a year. At least give him another year. I think you should give him another, like, at least 2 years to prove himself. And it looks like I was right, but I can't sit here and say that I thought he was going to be the MVP candidate and he was going to do all this crazy shit that he's doing. Because I didn't really think he was going to do it. I thought he was going to be a good quarterback. But he's way better than what I thought. Carson Wentz is a egomaniac. Yes, he is. He is. And everyone gets confused. Everyone gets confused of Carson Wentz because of this. Because his personality is like, he comes across and he's like, oh, he's just a big, goofy white guy. And he's you know what I'm saying? Like, he has like one of those personalities that's like, wow, this guy's literally one of the nicest guys ever. Like, how could anybody hate this dude? But in terms of football, this dude is pretty much, he's a cancer. He's a cancer to the team. And I think you saw that his last year, the team literally every single week was playing like a team that was dead inside. And then you seen he got benched and Jalen Hurts went in and Jalen Hurts was going down the field against the Packers. And then people were like, people didn't even know if it was the same team. So that's actually something that's an indictment on Carson Wentz because everyone thought he was the guy, but he wasn't. And the team was actually so fed up with him because they tried to help. Everyone, all the coaches, all the people were like, listen, bro, like, you need to do this, you need to do that. Like, we think these plays would be good. And he was like, there was a story that he said he didn't want to run certain plays because he didn't want to run the Nick Foles plays or whatever. It's like, bro, like, what do you mean you don't want to run the Nick Foles plays? You mean you don't want to run the plays that the team won the Super Bowl with? That's what you don't want to do? Like, he's so like, he's so arrogant. Like, he comes across as like so humble and shit, but it's an act. Like, he's so fucking arrogant and cocky. Like, I just, oh man, I'm glad he's no longer here. I'm glad he's no longer here. That's all I can say. This dude was probably being approached by the coaches for an off-season program of like working with mechanics and doing it, which is what they did with Jalen Hurts last year. At the end of the season, they spoke with Hurts and they said, we want you to work on your feet. We want you to work on, your throwing motion, all this different shit. And Jalen Hurts was like, okay, I'm going to work on it. And guess what he did? He worked on it. And now you see the result. But this dude, they told him to work on this shit, and he took it like as an insult. And it was like, he was kind of like, fuck you. And that's why he's not successful, because he's uncoachable. He's uncoachable. Carson Wentz is the goofiest fucking dude, bro. Like, I remember we were losing by 40 points against the Saints, and this dude threw his helmet. Like, this dude sucks. He just fucking sucks. I'm sorry, but I cannot really believe that I was having faith in him. I did. Like, I was just like, listen, man, like, I wanted to believe in him. Like, I wanted to. But you ever have a bad feeling, even though you want something to work out, there's just something telling you that, nah, bro, this shit ain't it. But ever since he had that injury, not only when he had the injury, but I think having the injury did affect him in some ways. But also just seeing how much people were loving Foles, I think that's what destroyed him, bro. I think it did. The Saints game. Oh man, there's so many bad memories about Carson Wentz, bro. The Titans game, the Panthers game, the Saints game. That guy stinks, bro. He stinks. Well, it's a case of seeing that talent is not everything in the world. He's a guy that is 6'5" and like 240 pounds. And he's got a good arm. He can throw it, but he's terrible at decision making. He's terrible at reading a defense. He's terrible at basically every fundamental thing of a quarterback position. It's actually wild. Like there's just certain plays that you see him make that no other quarterback would do that. Like you're at like the 5-yard line or like the 4 or the 3. And you come out in a shotgun and you take the ball and you get a shovel pass and you like who the fuck throws a shovel pass on a 99-yard pick six? I don't think I've ever fucking seen that in my life. I'm pretty sure that's what happened with the Colts. He threw a shovel pass and it went like the dude went like 75 yards down the field. I'm just like, no other quarterback would even attempt that. So I think he just has very low football IQ. Well, yeah, I don't think Doug was really the problem. I think that it worked out for both sides because I think Sirianni has done a great job. And I think Doug has done a great job with Jacksonville. And you got to give Doug credit because what did he come into? Like, he came into, like, the worst possible situation, bro. Just like when he came to Philly. It's not exactly the same, but, bro, it's so similar. You had 2 coaches that were successful at the college level and came to the NFL, and they pretty much fucking destroyed the team. They destroyed it in different ways. Like, man, I would not like to see where the Jaguars would have happened if they gave Urban Meyer all the personnel control, like what we did with Chip. But Chip, he tried to run the team, and he wanted to do everything his way. And he was like, oh, my system is going to be the best system ever. I'm going to get Sam Bradford and DeMarco Murray, and I'm going to run DeMarco Murray in a fucking shotgun, even though he's a downhill runner. I'll do all this stupid shit, destroy the team. And then Doug comes into the team, and he won the Super Bowl in his second year. He really turned the team around. And the same thing with the Jags. The Jags were Urban Meyer, like, this team was a disaster. And Trevor Lawrence, I feel so bad for Trevor Lawrence when he was going through that because we're seeing now how good he can be. But that dude, Urban Meyer, was a complete clown, and he was ruining the team. And Doug came into 2 teams that were completely fucked up, and he turned both of the teams around. So I think you got to give him so much credit for what he's done. I think Doug is not really the X's and O's guy. He's not. But not all the X's and O's guys are great leaders of men, of grown men. Urban Meyer was trying to get away with the shit that he did in college. These are not like 18 and 19-year-old kids and shit that you're trying to mess around with. These are grown-ass men, bro. These are guys that have families. These are guys that have mortgages. These are guys these are grown men. And not every person is capable of leading another grown man, let alone 53 grown men. He's not. But Doug is not the X's and O's guy, but he knows how to connect with people. His emotional intelligence is very, very high. He's just a great leader. He's just a great leader. And that's why he's gonna keep being successful. He's just not the he's not gonna draw up some crazy ass fucking plays. This is not what he does. But every coach that can draw up plays cannot always only lead the men, like what I'm saying. So it goes both ways. But I'm happy that Doug is having some success over there. Urban Meyer covered up domestic violence with his assistant coach. I think I remember something about that. Yep, Urban Meyer is a fucked up person, bro. He is messed up. And hopefully we'll never see or hear from him again. Because I'm pretty sure after he did all that shit, we pretty much didn't hear anything else from him. Like, before he was on ESPN or something, I believe. He was on ESPN or something, I believe, doing college football. Like, no one's even going to hire him after the shit that he was doing with the Jaguars. It was just completely unprofessional. Vikings fired their defensive coordinator. Well, that's interesting. Hope Urban Meyer never has a job again. Damn, Matt. Well, he probably won't have a good job again. Hopefully, he still has money left over from, I don't know, the Jags probably are still paying him, if I had to guess, because they signed him to a contract and they terminated it early. So he probably got at least a little something coming in. Another Jim is coaching the Browns. Jim Schwartz. Well, good for him, man. I hope he. I don't hate Jim Schwartz. I don't think Jim never had a team like what we have now on defense. Never had a secondary like this, and definitely never had a pass rush like this. I think even our pass rush this year is better than 2017. Better. Like, I mean, our pass rush was good, but we never had a dude that was going to be able to get 16 sacks. Hassan Reddick is fucking unbelievable. That dude is going to. I think Hassan Reddick is going to be the player of the game. I think Daniel Jones is going to be running for his life. Urban Meyer is James Franklin with hair and a national title. Yikes. Well, another thing about Urban Meyer, when he was in college, this dude would always manage to get himself out of situations. Like, he was at Florida, and then anytime he would have a season where it wasn't the best season, or he wasn't winning a national title or going to the national title game, he would always make up some shit and like, oh, I've got health problems, I have this, and then he would get out of it, and then he goes to Ohio State, and then in Ohio State, he basically did the same thing. So he's a loser, plain and simple. All the quarterbacks were born in the 90s. Yeah, there's a lot of young dudes. We got Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. I'm losing my brain of thought. Patrick Mahomes, Trevor Lawrence, Daniel Jones, Dak, and Brock Purdy. So that's funny. What's up, Lindy? Damn, bro. I don't even know. I don't know how I think Dak is the oldest. How old is Dak? Is Dak like 28, 29? How old is Dak? He's got to be like getting kind of old. Not old, but older. He's 29. So he's going to turn 30 this year. Okay, so Dak is the oldest. And then Mahomes is like 27. Burrow's 26. Josh Allen. How old is Josh? Josh is what? Josh is 26. Burrow's 26. Jalen is 24. Purdy is, how old is Purdy? He's a rookie, bro. He's probably what, like 22? The 49ers are in such a weird situation. So Purdy's 23. So yeah, these guys are all between like the ages like 23 to 29. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Got the Gauntlet tomorrow night. It was JJ's turn to be hosting, so hopefully he doesn't say something weird about Jalen Hurts being sexy or whatever. So tomorrow's show, we're going to be going over divisional round picks, sports moron of the week, gauntlet grinders of the wild card weekend, and player of the week is Edgerrin James, Colts running back. So we're gonna have a good show tomorrow. Oh yeah, and the non-sports topic is going to be when you're in a relationship, or not even in a relationship, but even if you're just like casually dating someone, like what's the biggest thing that's just like a turn off? So that's really going to be an interesting conversation. Jimmy G will walk as Purdy can compete with Plant. I don't think Purdy should have to. If Purdy, it depends on how he plays against the Cowboys. If he has a good game and they win and they go to, let's say they lost in the NFC Championship or lost in the Super Bowl or whatever. I think you got to give him the starting job. You got to give him the starting job. I don't think Lance. I don't know, dude. I would get rid of Lance. I think there's no reason to keep him. Sports Tomorrow of the Week is Joey Bosa. I don't know. I'm probably going to pick the whole Chargers team. But he's definitely Sports Moron because he won't stop crying about it, about the one call. He's a big question mark. Is he like the Nick Foles of this playoffs? Like, I don't think so. I don't think so because everyone was doubting Nick Foles. Everyone, like, if you look at the media, they love Brock Purdy. Like, they love him. I don't know. He's like I don't know, dude. It's so weird. It's just really weird to me. I want to see what he does. Like, can he really handle a real defense? I don't know. Like, I want to see what he does if he's always under a lot of pressure. If he can succeed when he's in pressure, then I'll give it to him. But Brock Purdy is the next Tom Brady. All the stuff people are saying, bro, like I just can't. I can't. But I hope they beat the Cowboys. Even though I said earlier that I mean, I'm never going to root for the Cowboys, even though I think the Cowboys are a worse team than the Niners, and I would rather face them than the Niners. I hope the Cowboys still lose. That makes sense. Purdy with pressure in his face. I hope he wins. I hope he wins so we can have Cox forcing some pressure in his face. That would be pretty sweet. It would definitely leave me satisfied and smiling, I can tell you that. He's unproven, but the better option financially. Yeah, I mean, what is even his contract right now? Let me look that up. Brock Purdy. Hold on. How much does Brock Purdy make? So he makes like $900,000 a year, $934,000. So he's not even making $1 million. Uh-oh. Oh yeah. Oh, so we're seeing there's some videos going around of the Giants. Ooh. I just saw earlier there was a piece of paper in the Giants locker room that said, we need our jerseys for the rest of the playoffs. They're going to be wearing the white jerseys for the rest of the playoffs. So don't trade jerseys with anybody from Philly. You can tell them that you will mail them the jersey because we need our jerseys for the rest of the playoffs. The rest of our games is what the note said. For the rest of our games. I don't know. You're pretty much assuming that you're going to have more games. I don't know if that's the best idea. I don't know. So if it comes to be, oh yeah, this team is going to get roasted. Okay, let's see. I'm going to share this video too because Giants are like dancing and stuff at practice. What is this shit right here? Oh boy, these boys seem okay. Alright, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see if this arrogance is gonna be shown if they lose. The worst Super Bowl commercial was when Eli Manning and Odell did that stupid shit. Like, that was so lame. Let me see if I can find the note. Yep, here it is. Okay, let's pull this up. So here's the note I was talking about. It says, attention players will be wearing white game jerseys all throughout the playoffs. Do not give your jersey away or swap it with a player from Philly after the game. We will need these white jerseys until we are finished with all of our playoff games. The uniform company who makes our jerseys cannot afford to make any more for us this year. Please tell the opposing player that we will ship it to them after we are finished with all of our playoff games. Okay. First thing is this. You seem really confident that you're going to be playing more playoff games. That's number one. Second of all, oh man. How are you, like, who is the company you're telling me that the company that makes the jerseys is Nike, right? So are you seriously telling me that Nike is broke to the point that they can't make some more jerseys? Let's see. Let me just see how much Nike is worth. I know it's a crazy amount, but let's just check that real quick. How much is Nike worth? Nike is worth a lot of money, but exactly how much is up for debate. Some say the company is worth $137 billion, while others believe it's closer to $100 billion. So basically, Nike is worth at least $100 billion. And you're telling me that they can't afford to make some jerseys. Or your franchise is so broke that they can't afford it. New York Giants, man. New York Giants. Anyway, I'm hyped. I'm hyped for Saturday. Tomorrow's Friday. I kind of wish we were playing. I wish tomorrow was Saturday. Because I am ready. I'm glad that we're not playing on Sunday. Like, I don't want to wait. I just want to get this shit over with. But anyway, that's pretty funny. Oh, the pizza thing? Oh, man, that was so funny. So, I'm pretty sure you guys know, but Nick Sirianni and the coaches ordered Pizza Hut. And Nick said in an interview that he was craving Pizza Hut, so he ordered pizza. You had all these Giants fans that were getting on Twitter. Here's what I found. Siri, shut your ass up. Ain't nobody talking to you. Charging my phone and Siri's over there saying stupid shit. But he ordered Pizza Hut because he said he was craving Pizza Hut. And then the Giants were like, oh, he doesn't have any respect for us. He's just trying to make a joke saying that he was watching our game. Like, what do you expect him to do, man? He's watching the games. And he was just saying that he ordered Pizza Hut. And I don't know, bro. Like, they just have a reason to be mad about everything. The Giants hate everything we do. But it's actually really funny. Like, there's been a bunch of Eagles fans that have been, like, changing their profile picture to, like, Pizza Hut to troll the Giants. I don't know if we win on Saturday, I'm gonna order a Pizza Hut shirt. And I don't know, I might wear it on the next LinkedIn episode if we win. They thought it was New York style pizza. I mean, I thought it would be more disrespectful if they ordered Domino's. I think they're all three of them are trash. But if you're ever ordering pizza, you only order from like Papa John's and Domino's and Pizza Hut if you're like really fucking lazy and you don't want to get real pizza. It's like Little Caesars. Like you get 5, which you know what? I know it's not the best, but for $5. I'll take that. Like Little Caesars, I'll take that for $5, not for like $20, like what the Domino's and shit is charging. So It's not going to do it. Pizza Hut. That's really funny. Like how Giants fans just get mad about everything for no reason. I'm not getting no Pizza Hut shoes, bro. Nah. Nope. My swag with my shoes is important to me. I'm not gonna buy some Pizza Hut 3s or some shit. I'll leave that to the people that have no sense of fashion. But I will get a shirt. I will order Pizza Hut t-shirt and wear it on the next show. We're gonna win. I'm not gonna, say, "Oh, I guarantee we're gonna win," but this is a team that we should have no problem winning against, especially at full strength. These Giants are feeling really arrogant, though. I don't think this is going to end well. But damn, guys, an hour and 17 minutes stream. I just wanted to get shit off my chest. I did. And in terms of what I said, like, I didn't succeed as a YouTuber. I didn't achieve all the goals that I had for myself and had for my channel, but I'm gonna have to be grateful because the things that are happening now, the opportunities that are happening now, it's like you plant something and then you see what grows from it. So it started with the channel, but it ended with, and I don't even want to say it's ended, but because I think there's going to be a lot more things that happen. But life has such a funny way of working out. I don't know how to describe it, but we're going to keep putting our best foot forward. Going to keep doing shit. I'm probably, when I do Super Bowl week, if I do any interviews, I don't know where my tripod is, but I'm probably going to take my tripod because it'll probably be easier to record videos and shit with that. So if I do any interviews, I'm going to bring that with me. I'll post the interviews. We had Merrill Reese on one of our shows recently on Sideline Sports. I was doing a show with Eric and John, and one of the coolest dudes you'll ever meet. I think he's going to be a little bit booked. He's going to be a little bit booked probably, but I'm going to try to get him on LinkedIn. I'm going to invite him in. I'm going to invite him on. Maybe we can get him for like 30 minutes or 15, 20 minutes. Get an interview with him. I'm sure he would do it. I hope we fucking win, dude. If we make it to the Super Bowl, then of course I'm going to interview him. But we got to get there first. But I will definitely post the videos if that happens. If we win the Super Bowl, I'm going to have a Pizza Hut party to celebrate. I'm going to bring like 20 boxes of Pizza Hut to the Super Bowl parade if we win. Jason Kelce yelling at the parade speech. These Giants fans said Pizza Hut was the worst pizza in the league. Love Kelsey, man. It's going to be sad. The day that he retires is going to be one of the saddest days ever. It is. So we're just going to enjoy it while we still have him. But man, we got to win. We got to win another one. We got to have a part 2 of that Super Bowl speech. Because I already know, like, all the shit that he said at the speech, he's going to say it again, like, oh, Jalen Hurts can't throw. Nick Sirianni was voted as the worst coaching hire because everyone was making fun of him for stuttering. And, like, I guess some other shit. Like, Devontae Smith is too small. A.J. Brown is overrated. He only had 1,000 yards with the Titans. You need to see your boy Landon? Yeah, I hope he does. That would be awesome. That would be funny as hell if he dressed up like a Pizza Hut. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, if we played the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, you know, Jason, Kelsey, and Travis have a podcast. So, like, I don't know what's going to happen if they played each other in the Super Bowl. And then, I don't know, man. That might be an awkward episode. But, nah, I'm kidding. Those guys are, you can tell they have a really good relationship. Jason and Travis. Injury report. Everyone is healthy except Avonte Maddox. Damn, I hope we can get Maddox back if we make the NFC Championship. I don't know how long he's supposed to be out. Let's see. So he got hurt against the Cowboys. What did he do? Break his toe or something? I don't even know. I don't even remember what happened. Yep. Yeah, Maddox is really good. As a slot corner, he's a good player. He's just not good to play the outside. Yep, we have Chauncey back. CJ. We really missed him when he was out. But good shit, though. Good shit. All right, boys. Well, I have to charge my laptop because it's about to die. I will see you guys tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Gauntlet, JJ, Jay, and Dom, and me. It's going to talk about all kinds of shit. So hopefully you guys can make it. If you can't, you can always watch the replay. I will see you later.